Plan International Nigeria has launched a new report calling for stronger youth inclusion in humanitarian and policy decisions, particularly in conflict-affected communities in northeast Nigeria. The report titled "Put Us at the Center" highlights the realities faced by children, adolescents, and young people in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states, where declining humanitarian funding has worsened existing vulnerabilities. Speaking at the launch, the organization says the research was designed to place young people at the center of conversations on humanitarian support and policy priorities.
When they request sometimes, is it that there's no feedback, there's no attention to what they have sought for, or there's no evidence of them being listened to. We all can remember what happened during the EndSARS period. And that is one thing at the level of the ministry with the Minister of Youth has been able to be working on since he got into government. One thing the Honorable Minister will always say was that he has also identified that he wants Nigerian youth to be able to feel the government much more, to see the government and see the work of the government, especially in the area of youth empowerment and development. And that is why he has a work plan that we've been working on. That's been our vision and mission at the level of the ministry. We call it SEP, which is S is for support in every area to support the Nigerian youth. And then the E is for empowerment, to brought into activities, initiatives around agriculture, around IT, AI, around building capacity of young people, making them employable. A lot of them go out after NYSC, they're not employable, building up their skills, and that's for empowerment. And then the third one is protection, which is also key. One of the things we are looking at, protection of the Nigerian youth.
The report engaged over 130 young correspondents across different age categories, focusing on the experiences and priorities and reduced aid funding. Participants identify education, food security, child protection, and improved water and sanitation as urgent concerns. Also speaking, representatives of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development say the initiative supports ongoing efforts to strengthen youth-focused institutional frameworks.
What we've done is to focus on young people who are affected by the cuts in funding to in the emergency context. And what we did is to actually speak to not less than 132 respondents who are young people, who are adolescents, young boys, girls, adolescent boys. And the idea was to get their perspective, their thinking around the funding cuts, the impact of the funding cuts, and the implication for the support and then the type of interventions that are taking place on their behalf.
Stakeholders say the report exposes an accountability gap where young people are consulted but rarely influence final policy decisions. They call for practical steps to ensure youth voices shape humanitarian and governance interventions.